Next, the EU has asked the Union's highest court, the European Court of Justice, to impose daily fines on Poland. This with an order to suspend the government's reforms, which Brussels views as being damaging to judicial independence. Poland has already reacted, condemning what it's called an EU aggression over this request for fines. For more, let's bring in our Brussels correspondent, Dave Keating, who's following this story for us in the Belgian capital. Dave, first of all, just what has been requested this Tuesday and why?
Well, this concerns a European Court of Justice ruling from earlier this year, where the court said that this new judicial review tribunal set up by the Polish government violates judicial independence, and it's seen as being part of a wider effort by the Polish government to dismantle the independence of the judiciary and pack it with party loyalists. Now, at first, it looked like Poland was not going to comply with that ECJ ruling. They made some noises in that direction, but eventually they said, okay, we will comply, we'll dismantle this judicial review board, but it's going to take a couple months. Well, today the Commission said that's not good enough, that they need to dismantle it immediately, and that they should be subject to fines from now until they get rid of that judicial review board. Now, what the Commission has done is ask the European Court of Justice to impose those fines. We have every reason to believe the ECJ will do that. The Commission didn't specify an amount. That's for the ECJ to decide. But of course, we'll look to see how Poland responds to this. This is, of course, coming in the context of a real step up from the Commission over recent weeks on the issue of rule of law.
Dave, this move is, of course, just the latest chapter in a long-running battle between the nationalist government in Warsaw and Brussels.
Yes, indeed. And interestingly, over this past week, we've seen the Commission suddenly get very, very tough with both Poland and Hungary, the two EU governments that are ruled by far-right parties that are accused of violating the rule of law. So separate from this, the Commission also sent letters today, and we've had it confirmed today that the Commission has sent letters to the Polish municipalities that have declared themselves LGBT-free zones. Now, the letters to those municipalities said that if they don't end that LGBT-free status, they will not be receiving EU funds. So that's one tranche. And then separately, the Commission Vice President Dombrovskis has confirmed today that the reason that the Commission is holding recovery funding to Hungary, not allotting it yet, is over concerns about rule of law. So it's clear that the Commission this is part of a concerted strategy this week to step up the pressure on Poland and Hungary. And the key thing is going to be to watch how those governments react. They are very fond of kind of casting the blame in Brussels domestically. But the former Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk has warned that if Poland refuses to abide by ECJ EU High Court rulings, it could mean a treaty violation, and that could mean that Poland has to leave the EU. And as much as the EU is vilified domestically by these governments, there is almost no support amongst the public in either country for leaving the EU. So they have to walk a delicate tightrope here. If the public starts to feel like the government's behavior may lead to a Pole exit or a Hungar exit, that could really affect their popularity with the people. So this will be an interesting one to watch to see how the governments respond to this uptick in pressure.
Dave Keating, our correspondent in Brussels, thank you very much.